Hi, Mindful as Fuck. Hi, Emma. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much for the likes already. Hi, Sarah. Hello, hello. Y'all, we just finished games. So good. So good. Hi, Red. Welcome in, everyone. Hi, Annabelle. Hi, Danielle. Hello, welcome in.
That's mad expired.
I'm good, Sarah. Thank you for asking. I've been well today.
Look at the expiration date.
I was gonna ask you about it. It was expired. I knew it was expired.
Is it really meaning like what, Emma?
I wouldn't.
We just finished games. I thought it was a great episode. Hi, Ginger. Hi, Jazz. Hi, Sidon. Hi, LaQueen. Hi, Sav. Hi, Ian. Hi, Chris. Wait, the Panthers posted Taylor and Clark, and now people are saying, oh my gosh, Emma. Y'all, tell Emma that games is worth the watch. It is good. It is good. People are saying that Taylor doesn't like Clark. That's supposed to be new information, Brittany? Or Dree? Tell me if I'm saying it wrong. You caught it. And it's so good. Oh my God, it's so good. I cannot tell you, I could not have been happier.
For real. No, for real though. For real.
Hi, Juanita.
Hey,
hello.
They did a really good job on this second season. They did a really good job on this second season. Like that shit. Yeah. And this episode tonight.
Oh, it's so, oh my God. This episode tonight was everything it needed to be, babe. I mean, from the drama, the emotion, the tears, the battle. It was like exactly what the fuck you want to see on fucking
It was crazy.
Love Island Games. And Sade, I'm so glad you made it early, girl. Y'all, it was, ooh, okay, can I spoil it? Can I tell y'all?
How far behind are you, Ann? Where you at? Where you at? What's up? What's up? Where you at?
Hi, Tiana. Hi, Nadia. Y'all.
Yeah, let's talk. Did she watch it? Oh, 15 minutes. Oh.
It was, oh, y'all. Who's pleased with the outcome? Anybody else? Show of hands. Hi, Jasmine. I am so okay with the outcome.
What's up, Jasmine? What's up?
Okay, yes. Period.
I'm
Everybody knows. Everybody's happy.
I'm hella pleased.
Happy. Athena, you don't want. I see. I'm a person that I don't care. You can tell me, and I'ma still watch it. Okay. Yes, Sarah. Okay.
Yeah, Ann said she'll come back to us. So yeah.
Where do we need to start at? Should we start at the end or the beginning?
The end. Let's just get straight to the shit. The best part was the end when Chris got his ass sent the fuck home.
Okay. Let's start with the end. Explicitly, the last duel, the duel between the boys. Now, y'all, I'm about to be an asshole, okay? I'm gonna be honest. I'm about to be a jerk. Chris was full of shit. I said it.
Whole time.
Whole time. Pull hair whole time.
I'm about to say that.
I don't know if y'all watch Baddies South Central. Pull hair whole time. He was full of shit. Full of shit. Chris left Tiana. Chris is gone. I don't know how you get put out your own house. He said, I'm home. I don't know how you get put out your own house, but he gone. He is out of here. Clock it, Jasmine.
Look, Tiana, sorry that we spoiled that for you, but
No, she just likes listening to the conversation. Shouldn't even watch the show.
Okay.
Not he wanted to play dolls. Listen,
wild.
Chardonnay.
Y'all
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what I think. Now, I'm being an asshole, okay? I'm being an asshole. I'm being a jerk. I'm being messy. I'm not gonna lie, okay? I am. But it was giving. He thought, hi, Solo. He thought he was gonna come into that duel and be able to throw around his height. Because remember, Chris has told us how many times that he's 6'8", right? I think that he thought that it was going to be, number one, I do think he thought he was gonna lose anyway. Right? Chris clocked it when we were over here talking about it, but he was like, when I win this duel, because you already knew coming in. He didn't have the confidence coming in to that motherfucker that he was going to win. Okay? I agree, Miana. I agree. He didn't have the confidence coming in. He thought he was going to lose coming in. Okay? Then he got into that ring, and Johnny said, yeah, nigga, you long, but I'm strong. Johnny said, nigga, I can bench you.
For real.
And the only thing that was hurt was his pride. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. And y'all know that I don't perceive Chris as a hard worker. Y'all know that. As someone that is a hard worker. Thank you. As someone that is a hard worker, I don't perceive him as a hard worker. And so I was not shocked. I was not shocked to see him be like, oh, I'm hurt. Right? Now listen. I made a video during season 7. Okay? Clock it, Jasmine. I made a video during season 7 that said Alan didn't want to compete with 6'8", right? Alan didn't want to compete with 6'8". He likes to win, but he doesn't like to compete because if I have to compete, then I might lose, right? And then people came onto that video and they were like, oh my God, yeah, Michelle definitely should have been with 6'8". And I was like, hold on. That's not what I was saying. Let's be clear. That man is a lazy ass fucking lover. Like, I just know he's sorry in bed, y'all. I just know he is. He is lazy AF, okay? Exactly, Mika. A lazy work ethic. So when he got into that ring and he was gonna have to actually fucking fight, because let's clock it. Matter of fact, let's go back to the heart rate challenge. Let's go back to the heart rate challenge. When it came down to, I'm only going to win this couple challenge if I put in a full effort and my partner puts in a full effort, what happened? What happened? When they was both going to have to stand on their own as strong competitors, what happened? Because Chris is lazy. He is a lazy competitor. So he didn't want to go into that duel to begin with. Like Jasmine said, he thought that his friendship with Zay was going to save him. And I don't know why, because baby, this is the games. Like Mika said, they wouldn't make it on Survivor, The Challenge, or Big Brother. Like, do y'all not know what the concept of the season is? The point is to win the money. And I'm not building alliances to stay in the villa. I want to compete, and I'm going to be strategic so that I can win the money. That's my goal, right? I don't think that Chardonnay. So do y'all think when KK lost that also solidified his loss? I don't. Hi, Kiana. I don't. I think he still wanted to win. I think he didn't believe he was going to win before he ever even got into the ring. He already was not sure. He already was not sure.
He was defeated before he started.
And so when it came down to, you're going to have to show it on your own. You're going to have to go pound for pound on your own. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. Remember, the only challenge that we've seen him go on his own before was the very first challenge, right? The very first one. Where it was pop the balloons, grab some hearts, and then put them into the thing and kiss, right? And he was going to win because of his length, right? His legs were always going to take bigger steps than his competitor, right? But this one was like, you're going to have grit. You're going to have strength. You're going to have... And KK's strategy was smart the second time. I had told Chris, I said, listen, If it was me, I would hold off for a minute. I would just give it a couple seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a couple seconds. And then I would go in. Because I don't want you to tire yourself out. But the only thing that I think was negative for KK in that situation is that Andrea is so much bigger than her. So once Josh told her, wrap yourself around it, I think that was the game changer in their competition. KK wanted it so badly. And it was her and Andrea were the most emotional, I think, game that I've ever seen. Even from season 1.
Hella.
Even from season 1. Listen, Chardonnay, I was like, I know I can't be on nothing like games because the way I would have been stepping on you and kicking you to get that good.
Nigga. Oh, God.
The way I would have been like, bitch, get off this fucking bed. And they would have been like, Christina, you're going home. You're packing up, sis. You're out of here. I already know. Hi, chatty nurse. They would have been like, nah, girl, you got to go. Hey, Neek. So KK, she fought so hard. It was hard to see her go, but her and Andrea actually were a very good battle.
What up?
A very good battle. It was pissing you off. Listen, I get it that it was like, you know what? Damn.
No,
I really wanted to win that money.
But I feel you, all that crying and shit, like, come on, bro. Especially from Andrea. Like, why the fuck are you crying?
You talking about Andreina?
Andreina, I'm sorry, not Andrea. Andreina. Like, why? Why? The nigga ain't even gotten a ring yet. What are you crying for? Like, this nigga he ain't even started yet. Like,
okay, I'm gonna give y'all that crying. I'm gonna give y'all that. I was like, Andreina, girl. You gonna have to pack them bags. Talking about some hi Mila J. Talking about some I can't be in here without you. So you gonna leave with him?
right. If he go out, you going?
But listen, I think she's being serious. That's the problem for me, is I think she means it. I think she means it, and that to me is the problem with Andreina. Hey Mia. Not the next Spirit flight. She can't even get Frontier and they still bad. Damn, she gotta be on Spirit. But yeah, no, Andreina was doing the absolute fucking most. She was. The tears falling. Girl. Oh my gosh. Listen, but I understand why they didn't put Andreina in the... Listen, and I know Nicola was like, it wasn't gameplay. Like, it wasn't gameplay for her. For her, it was about... Andreina had already had such a hard time, you know?
And Andreina is a weak competitor. So at some point...
Yeah.
If I gotta go up against her...
I'm a beater. And the goal is to win. Hi, Risa. The goal is to win the money. Actually, Nina, I can believe that from Nicola. I can believe it that, like, it's like, damn, that girl done been vulnerable 3 fucking times. Like, she needs something. I'm about to put her in a duel again? Damn, girl. I can appreciate, like, Nicola feeling bad for her. Listen, you don't trust her, Nina? Why not? Listen, I will say that their choices made sense, but I did not think that Chris was going to go in. But I also didn't realize that when they went in, it seems like what happened in the hideaway is Nicola decided about the girls and Isaiah decided about the boys. And then they just, like, agreed. You didn't feel bad for Nicola? I knew that people would do that. I literally was like, people are going to be mad because she, not that I'm saying this happened with you, but people like KK. So a lot of people are going to be mad at Nicola and feel a way about Nicola now because of KK. In my opinion, I feel like Nicola did exactly what she was supposed to do. Oh, she is not Amaya 2.0. Y'all gotta, nope, don't do that. Don't do that, Risa.
They said, what about Nicola?
That she's Amaya 2.0.
What?
But here's the thing about Nicola. She said people were taking it absolutely too personally. That's my opinion. It's a competition. The goal is to win $250,000, y'all. Like, it's a competition. Yeah, I fuck with you, but I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win. KK and Chris, as a competitor, I get it. I'm not trying to talk to you right now. Hi, Lady Aries. I get it. I don't want to talk to you. You feel me?
I'm a competitor.
But
We're competitors. That's what it is.
But at the end of the day, to Johnny's point, I also understand because it's a fucking game. And I would have probably made the same fucking decision. Like, I can't be mad.
Yeah.
Like, I could be like, I'm upset that I gotta go into the battle, but ultimately somebody had to be chosen. But y'all thought that your friends, it being friends, was gonna keep you safe, and that's weird. Why would you think that? The decision made perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it's like, I get it that so if I'm Nicola, number one, if I'm Nicola, I am choosing the strongest competitors, number one. But number two, I'm choosing the two people that I think are actually going to be a battle.
Right.
If I put Andreina in there with anybody, they're just going to get rid of her. That's not an actual battle.
I agree with that.
Here's the thing, Giselle. I don't think that Chris is actually that strong. I just think he's tall. And I think that that's why he lost tonight.
That's exactly why he lost.
I don't think he's that strong. I just think he's tall.
He's just big.
And here's my thing about Nicola and Isaiah. And I hate to be the person that does this, but y'all also know how the fuck I am. You feel me? Why is Nicola getting a lot of smoke and not fucking Isaiah? If y'all watched when they sat there, and I know we're getting an edited version. I'm aware of that, okay? I'm aware of that. But when we listen to them break it down, why is Nicola the only one responding? Why is Isaiah not having to come to the carpet about this decision at all? And he was the one that fought for it to be the two boys that it was. Clock it, Ann. Why is Nicola having to do all of the explaining when she didn't want that? I mean, here's the thing. It's not, I feel like she can be sad about her decision. Oh, y'all, I'm going to say something to y'all that's going to shake the table. I'm about to shake the table a little bit. So I used to be a person that when I would watch people cry, it would piss me off. Because, bitch, buck the fuck up. Okay? Pull your shit together. And I know that's probably crazy to hear me say, and I'm a therapist. But that's because I perceived it as weakness. It bothered me. Like, bitch, get on your shit. And as someone that was a competitor, I definitely wasn't, no, bitch, stop crying. Stop crying. Okay? Buck the fuck up. But it's like, honestly, if I were to put myself in that person's shoes, I'd probably be fucking crying. Like, I would probably be fucking crying. You know what I mean? Like, these are two people that she really cares about a lot. Like, I understand her being sad about it. Even if she's okay with her decision, I understand her still being sad about it. Like, that's actually a normal response. We do things that make us sad, but they're the right thing to do all the time. Yep. And so, Ty, that's why I offered it, right? Because sometimes we need to sit with, oh, like, why is that bothering me? How does that show up in my own life? Right? Because the reality is when we leave romantic relationships, you crying and snotting in your bed, even though you knew that nigga still wasn't shit and you should leave, right? You still sad, even though you know it was the right decision. So she could stand, she stood on her decision. She explained it. She did all the talking when they were sitting on them bleachers. She did all that talking for them on the bleachers. Isaiah didn't have to say shit on the bleachers. She took all the heat and she still felt bad about it. And that's okay. I will say that her saying that she wouldn't treat anybody that way. I don't feel like KK really treated her any kind of way other than like, I just don't want to fucking talk to you. I know y'all not gonna like it. That's okay. KK really didn't do anything to her. I also, if y'all don't follow Aaliyah, I've talked to y'all about Aaliyah before. She is the former producer for reality TV. And I watch, because she talks to you about how producers will create and craft certain scenes in shows like Love Island. And they will ask you explicit questions to get you to say explicit things, right? So Nicola may not have thought of that on her own, but they might have said something like, if you were in that situation, would you have acted that way, or would you have responded? So then all we get is the answer, right? Even if she wouldn't have just thought to say that on her own. Aaliyah is a great content creator. She gives you the behind the scenes of like how you don't see it, right? But the producers are crafting the way the story comes out. Hey, Dream Girl. Hey, Nedra. And what I will say this, what I appreciated about Nicola is that she did not make that KK's responsibility to deal with her emotions. She left and went into the bathroom by herself and cried by herself. And then when Andrea and KK were in there crying to the girls, she let them have their space because she was trying to not make it about her. So that's, for me, is why y'all can never get me to be like, she's like Amaya. No. Because Amaya would have gone the fuck off. She would have been crying. It would have been your job to deal with her emotions. And so she didn't do none of that. And so I can appreciate that. The crying that we saw from her was actually private crying. Right? And so for me, it's like, I'm sorry, y'all. You're not going to get me to buy into her being like Amaya. And like, that's very different. Right? Exactly. It was just a shit ton of guilt. Why they don't show much of the decision making. I think that, listen, this is why Aaliyah is great. This is why Aaliyah is great. Because she talks about the way that they're trying to tell a story, right? And she actually breaks down the 4 different types of reality TV shows that you'll watch and how much production will or won't have a say in how it's working. But they're crafting a story. Like, production's not just getting all the footage and being like, we're just going to throw everything out there. You know what I mean? Like, they are crafting a story. And I think that they're active on social media. And they see, no shade, y'all. They see y'all saying that she's like Amaya. And she's got the pity boat. And so why wouldn't they play that up? Why wouldn't they play that up if that's what people have already said about her? I think that Nicola is like any of us. If you were in a situation where you and 2 of your friends or 3 of your friends were in a situation where somebody was going to have to go home and you knew you had to make a choice, you're going to make the choice that's the best choice. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to be sad about it or feel guilty about it and be upset at the fact that this is true. I agree with that, Mila J. Well, Pixie Dust, she did say she didn't want to see any of them go home. She did say that KK and Andrea were her best friends, but she also did say she felt it was like Andreina had been through enough. My thing was, I could not appreciate Andrea crying to Andreina. I couldn't appreciate that moment because I'm like, sis, you're crying to someone that's been vulnerable literally every single time. She's at her 3rd time at this point. Like, I don't like... And it would have been one thing. It would have been one thing if Andrea was like, girl, I'm like, we are, right? If she would have been holding space, but it was like, I'm so... As though Andreina was not also vulnerable and this wasn't her 3rd time being vulnerable. Like, huh? Andrea, what are you talking about? Hi, Gigi. Like, it was weird. And so for me,
What's up, Gigi?
I'm not mad at Nicola. I don't think KK was being mean. I think that KK responded how I probably would have responded. Again, the same way that Nicola is allowed to access her emotions in that moment and feel guilty and feel sad, it also is KK's right to access her emotions and feel angry and upset and feel frustrated. They both get to access their emotions. And it is not KK's responsibility to absolve Nicola of her guilt. That's not her job. And I know that people are mad at Nicola, but I can appreciate Nicola being like, okay. And walking away and being like, I'm going to just see about myself, girl, because I'm sad. I can appreciate that. Rather than her being like, but I just feel, and she didn't talk to KK again and gave her and Andrea space until KK was like, hey, can we talk? And so it's like, I just need people to let more than one thing be true at the same time. Here's the thing, Mika, and I appreciate Justine saying that to her, like, hey, this is literally how it goes. You know what I mean? Like, this is how it goes. You were going to have to choose somebody. I think that's why Johnny handled it so well, too. Because he knew, like, ultimately, like, dude, you got to pick somebody. Like, I would have made the same decision. No, Tony, what was it? Will you drop it in the comments? You know, like, but Nicola has never had the experience, right? So she doesn't know. She just feels badly. And to her point, right? She was saying, oh my goodness. Of course they're going to villainize her. Erica, Chris, and KK went home. They're going to villainize KK. Listen, I'll get into that in a second. I'm going to get into that in a second. But, shit, what was I just saying? ADHD. God damn it. Oh my goodness. Chris went, oh yeah, to his actual house. Erica, I actually expected it once I knew that they were in the duel. I thought they were going to put Toby in. They clipped the conversation and alluded to KK lacking manners. Listen, don't play with me, because now I'm going to have to be on a KK defense train, because what are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? Don't do that. And that's the thing. It is a strategy game. It's a strategy game in addition to like the physical strength, right? For me, Nicola, I appreciated that Justine gave her the support that she needed around that, because Nicola, again, she's never navigated this environment. This is all new to her, right? I did not love Chris and KK's responses of being like angry at the person that put them there, because ultimately somebody had to go. But I can appreciate that I'm angry and frustrated that I have to be in the duel. You know what I mean? And they're going to make KK the villain, and y'all already know what I'm going to say. Oh, thank you. Y'all already know what I'm going to say. They're going to make KK the villain because she's a black woman, and how dare she be angry and not tend to the emotions of this white woman. Like, of course they're going to villainize her. Of course they're going to. This is what they do all the time. What matters is that us, as fans of the show, right, that we keep our feet on the ground and that we combat rhetoric when it comes up that's saying that, right? That we push back on rhetoric that says that. MT is so, I actually don't think, Giselle, no, don't leave. So here's the thing, Jordan, about Justine. I actually didn't feel like Justine was the one that should have felt guilty. I felt like that shit was on Jack. You're the one that fucking shook that man's hand and said, I'm keeping you in the game.
Yep. 100.
The only smoke that I have for Justine was, why you let a man change your decision? Mm-hmm. Don't let no man. You gonna let a man?
Especially because old boy was her best friend. They were locked. They was supposed. That was her dog. They were supposed to be riding for each other, and all that. This is things they had. You know what I'm saying? Talked about and done. And then yes, where's your? And then for Jack, nigga, where's your integrity, nigga? As a man, you shook my hand, look me in my face.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the only thing I was mad about with them. Is like, don't say some shit and then don't do the shit. That's why I'm glad that nobody has had alliances. No, I know that, Mika, but watching the show, that's how I felt about it. Giselle, thank you. So for me, it's like that was to me be. I'm glad nobody has alliances. I'm glad that Isaiah and Nicola didn't go in there. And Nicola told Isaiah, this is what pissed me off about, and I like Isaiah. Y'all, I like him well enough, okay? The fact that Isaiah, clearly he's the one that wanted Chris and Johnny in the duel. Nicola said, I have a strong connection with Chris, so he was going to change it. And she was like, no, I'm just saying that that's how I feel. I'm not saying you have to change your mind about your decision. Why didn't he have to stand on that? I don't like that. I don't like that we're giving smoke to Nicola, but not him. You know, to me, that's whack. That's whack. Exactly. And so to me, that's like, and I get it. He, you know, I appreciate that he was like, can I have a hug? Like, this is very hard for me, blah, blah, blah. And I can appreciate that, like, they now are at a struggle, like at a struggle spot. Nina, she ended up answering when they were sitting on the bleachers. He said like a little something, but she ended up answering when they were on the bleachers. Like, she did a lot of the talking. And to me, that was not fair. Ash, I didn't see him blow up on Nicola. He just felt frustrated. That's not the same thing as blowing up, right? The only person I've seen yell at anybody that they're with is Kendall with Gardy so far. During the challenges. But to me, I didn't like how he went in for like the emotional connectedness. But then when he felt even a tinge of rejection, he hurried up and pulled away. And so I think that's going to be interesting to continue to watch. Child, he didn't break no goddamn finger, child. I don't think he broke his finger. I don't think he broke his finger. I think that his pride was broken. No, he didn't break that. Hold on. Let me control. If he had, because he didn't want to lose Giselle. And so it would be easier to say, oh, well, I couldn't compete. And that's why I went home.
Let me tell you something. As a former athlete, right? D1, by the way. You, when you're an athlete, you're competing, and especially something on this level, in this magnitude, ain't no little ass sprain of the finger. If that shit ain't completely broken, just you can't do nothing with it, get your ass in there and compete. Get your ass in there and compete. I don't care. Right? How many great athletes have we seen? Kobe broke his whole finger. You know what I'm saying? They had to pop it in place for him to shoot his free throws. I don't care. If you a competitor, get your ass in the game. Get in the game and compete. Now, if I lose, whatever, I lost. But ain't no little sprain, ain't no little finger sprain gonna take me out. No.
Somebody said 250K cut my finger off, bruh.
Nigga,
listen.
For real, cut that exactly. For 250K? Nigga, I don't even care. I don't even have, I can go get another finger.
If he was going to win Anonymous, then why didn't he think that? Why didn't he think that? Because he said, if I win, when I win, he didn't believe it himself. He didn't think he was going to win. I'm sorry. Production told him that they would recommend he didn't, and why?
But that was after he had made a big fuss about it. Just put some spab, put some tape around that shit, tape it.
It wasn't we ain't seen no ice, no tape, no nothing. And then they got in the booth to take them pictures, and which finger did they say to put up? The one he said he fucking broke. Middle fingers, and he was in there. So, like, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I'm sorry. No. No.
Not at all.
He didn't want to, again, Birdie, exactly. He ain't got no dog in him. You feel me? He ain't no, nigga. He ain't. I know Shayla, he be on my team so bad.
What happened?
She said Chris supports all your shenanigans. Y'all, listen. Hi, Rachel. And the thing is, I think that Chris put up a good fight. I'm not even saying he didn't put up a good fight. What I'm saying is I think that he realized, oh, this is a fight that I might actually lose. And I'd rather go out because I'm injured than to be embarrassed by losing another round. That's what I think.
Yep.
Clock it, Giselle. Look, this is what happens when you support T-Lane. Listen.
No, he did put a target on his back, but
Johnny wasn't playing.
no, Johnny wasn't having that shit.
He was not playing. Okay, but KK, not a mean girl. I know they're going to try to start that narrative because, oh my God, let a black woman have a boundary. Let a black woman have a boundary. Do I think that KK and Chris, I loved the episode. I thought it was a great episode. We were all on the edge of our seats like it was good. It was good.
I'll give him this one.
It was good.
For sure.
Listen. And I appreciated that, Angelia. I appreciate that it's not KK's responsibility to manage your emotions. This is how we should have seen Honda Civic handle her emotions. This is how we should have seen Amaya handle her emotions, right? Your emotions are not everybody else's business. And not that you can't have healing in community. But when your emotion, because in this case it was guilt, right? She's guilty about what she did. It is not the person that you have harmed. It is not their responsibility to make you feel better about your guilt. It is not their responsibility to hold that for you. Which is why I was always going to back Michelle every 10 toes down, all fingers, everything about her saying to Hilga that night, not tonight. I need some space. Because she deserved that. It is not my responsibility to make you feel better when you have wronged me. And to me, that is the way that Nicola handled it is exactly how I would have wanted it to be handled in the villa last season. Thank you, Gigi. And it is a game. It is a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is a game. You know, do I think that Chris and KK will work it out on the outside? I don't think he's gonna give enough effort for it to. You on Team Johnny today just because Chris is 6'8" don't mean nothing. Exactly right. It was a great duel. It was exactly what we needed to see. It was great TV. It was great TV. It was the only real competition. Andreina wasn't going to be no competition. And I knew that Andrea might take it just because she was heavier than KK. And so once Josh told her, put your body on it, I was like, oh, she may not have it. You know what I mean? But I would have been okay with either one of them. Listen. The duels are great, T. I agree. I am not. You are so funny. You sad about KK and Tyreek. You playing. You playing. Now, here's the only thing for me with Johnny staying. The only thing with Johnny staying is I don't want to see him and Andreina. Andreina. Tyreek was not. Tyreek, listen. She said, you shed a tear for me? Girl, he shed a tear because he was like, damn, that was one of my connections that I could have potentially gotten out of this couple with. That was it. That was it. That was it. Not y'all said outside meaning homeless. Y'all are So funny, bro. Chill, chat.
No, for real. Y'all wildin'.
Listen, when Andreina said, I can't stay in here without you, that for me was like, oh, sis, you are down way too bad. KK's not a mean girl. Y'all, that is, report them. I'm just kidding, y'all. People are allowed to have their opinions, but I'm sorry. That shit is weird. It's rooted in anti-blackness. I don't give a fuck. They are so used to the politic of whiteness that says that you have to be nice even when it's fake. Niceness is performative. It's not real. KK was kind. KK was kind. She said, no, thank you. She didn't have no smoke for that girl, but she said, no, thank you. That was kindness. And she dealt with what she needed to deal with. And then she had a conversation when she was ready. And if she had left the villa without having one, that would have been okay too. She don't got to perform niceness simply because it makes them uncomfortable. What comments before she went to the duel? Which ones explicitly? She said a lot of stuff. Exactly. Nicola said, can I sit with you? She said, no, thank you. Now, Nicola, you did too much when you still sat your ass down, but she did get up. And I'll give her that. They use mean girl and bully way too loosely. It's like, oh, you said something I don't like. You're bullying them. You're being mean. Like, no, I'm just setting a boundary. But people that don't have any boundaries of their own, she did. She was like, oh, okay, let me go. Because she already said, no, thank you. They ain't met listen, Emerald, they've never met a real mean girl. They've never met a real mean girl. You know what I mean? KK was kind. No, don't call her that. I just sprayed myself with water, y'all. I like Nicola. I like Nicola. She does not know how to play. She's gorgeous, which is why Andreina is on Love Island game. She's gorgeous, right? But that's it. That's it. And it's okay. That's where her strong suit is. You know what I mean? Can a person get away with not... Hi, Natanya. Can a person get away with not going to a duel and winning? I don't think I know what you mean. Like, just saying, like, I'm not going to do it. I don't think I know what you mean. Andreina, right now, her confidence is too wrapped up in external factors. And for me, but I think I said that a couple of lives ago, right? Which is like, I am not sure about her actual self-confidence and self-efficacy. Like her actual belief in herself that she can do the thing. I don't know if she has a really strong, like if she has strong self-efficacy. I think that Nicola will be good in the games because she definitely has a lot of like oomph and energy and like she's for it. I don't know if she'll like beat everybody and get to the end, but I think she'll be fun to keep watching play in the game. If they keep getting power coupled, will they have to do, a duel at the end to win? So that is how it was last season, is that the last 3 couples, right?
Yeah.
Basically had to duel against each other in separate rounds in order to win. Well, it was the last 4 couples, and then they brought back all the dumped Islanders, and they had to pick a couple to 3 couples to save to go into the final, and then the final 3 dueled basically.
Yeah.
Listen. Yeah, Imani didn't have to duel because she didn't make it to the end. If she had made it to the end, then she would have had to do that final where all 3 of them, you know, the three girls against the 3 girls, 3 guys against 3 guys, whatever. I think this season is really good as well. Listen, here's the thing, Chardonnay. Being power couple does put a target on your back because Imani was in a power couple even with different men. Like the first 3 couples, I think. And Jack and Justine didn't get power couple for a minute, but ended up winning. right? You just need to win to be safe. You don't necessarily need to be power couple. I do think that Andreina is very sensitive. She was sent a lot of hate from that one little girl's fan base. And so I think she is, I can see all of that showing up with her in the villa. And again, like Tyreek clocked her shit. Now people didn't like it. And I get it. I get why they didn't. But if you don't believe in yourself, then you're going to struggle to go far in the game. If you think that it's only because of someone that you're with that you're able to do what you need to do, then you're going to struggle to get to where you need to go. Okay, y'all, so far, and again, I get it, like, they just got there, but like nothing from Marvin and Sydney yet, really. Marvin only pulled KK as far as we saw. And so I'm going to be curious to see who he talks to next. I'll be curious to see if he and Andreina talk, because that is who raised her heart rate. And listen, Mika, they were my favorite. And we know that Johnny wants to get out of the coupling with her. I actually would be for Marvin and Justine over Marvin and Garby, y'all. I would be here for Marvin and Justine. Sydney seems like she don't give a fuck about nothing, which is great. Which is great, because she won't get caught up in, I think that was for me part of the struggle with season 1. Is so many kids, they're not kids. So many people came in that were friends at the same time. Hi, Ilea. I was literally just talking to them about how they need to go look at your content because of how you break down understanding what's happening in reality TV. You have chapstick, babe? Are you asking me if I think that Sydney will go far in the game? Y'all, that's Ilea that just said hi. It says ex-reality exec. That's the person that you should follow. She breaks down like different forms of reality TV and how production is involved. It's really good content. Garby does need to get rid of Kendall. She does, absolutely. For now, it's okay. Oh, Ilea, I adore you so much. The feeling is mutual. Production did their thing this season. Like, whoever the production team is did great with these personalities that we've gotten together so far. Like, really did a good job. Yeah, Garby, Kendall, I'm sorry. He gotta go, sis. He gotta go. Ilea actually has a video posted where she has, it's like a video where Kendall kind of like looks at the camera. You can see him like looking for the camera almost. He is performing for us as America. Listen, Kendall for me he is putting on a performance. He is putting on a performance for me. Kendall has never just gone for the black girl. I will say that Garby strikes me as the type of black girl that he could be friends with, but I am struggling to believe that he is actually attracted to her. Coupling that with, I didn't like how he talked to Garby in the duel. When he said, Garby, I didn't like that, because what are you yelling at her for? You're both stressed right now. Okay? And then in the first couple challenge where he was fussing at her, I didn't like that either. Okay? I didn't like that. And then coupled with the fact that when they did the heart rate challenge, Lucinda raised his heart rate the most, which is who I was like, that's who I think he would actually go for, is Lucinda. And he said out of his own mouth, she only bounced in front of me like 2 times. Like, yeah, because exactly. Exactly. Like the fuck I said. Like the fuck I said. And here's the thing. I think that he would be friends with her. I don't believe that he is romantically into her. And he is letting her believe that's what it is. They kissing in the bed. She's like, I like this man. And I'm like, sis, no, stand up. No, he's playing a game. He's trying to go for the winning couple edit. Exactly, Tanika. And if you really want to clock it, not only did he make a beeline to Lucinda after Merritt left, but he's the one that planned that date for Merritt with Lucinda. If you really want to clock it all. Listen, Ray, he's trying to be ingratiated with us. See, I don't think Nicola's getting a sympathy edit. Y'all not going to get me with that. Y'all not going to get me with that. I haven't seen Nicola do anything that makes me feel like, because I know that people are wanting to, again, and I'm going to echo it one more time, people are wanting to compare Nicola to Papaya. But y'all have not seen Nicola act like Papaya. You haven't. You've seen her cry, but you haven't seen her act like Papaya. You want me to wait? Okay, if something comes out, then I'll be willing to believe you. But as of right now, I haven't seen that girl act like Papaya where I would think that it was a sympathy edit right now. No, I agree. I wish that she had waited until afterward to talk to KK. But I also understand she ain't moving like Hilga either, y'all. I also understand her wanting to be like, I don't want you to feel like this was malicious, and so I want to talk to you, right? But KK was like, no. Exactly. Listen, y'all, I'm not clocking it as white woman tears. I think she actually was sad. I think she actually felt guilty and felt bad. I agree, Unpop. Nicola just needed to give KK space, and then she did. Right? Very different than how we would have seen Papaya or Hilga respond. If y'all wanna talk about it, I will wake it up for you. I will wake it up for you. I'm gonna give you KK and Nicola tonight, okay? KK and Nicola tonight. Nicola wanted to talk. KK said, I need space. Nicola sat down and KK was like, I just want to focus on it. Nicola got up and left and went and cried by herself, okay? That's what she did. That's what y'all watched her do. She said, can I sit with you? Nicola said, no, thank you. She was like, I just want to say, and she was like, I just want to, and she said, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm going to leave. And she did, okay? Hilga, and I believe that Shelly was valid in this. This was Shelly's right. Shelly said, not tonight, after the heart rate challenge, not tonight. My emotions are heightened. I'm going to say something maybe that I won't mean. I don't want to talk tonight. I love you. What did Hilga do? Went on a fucking press tour in that goddamn villa. She went on a press tour. But who did she say it to, puppy? Did she go on a press tour? Or did she keep all of that to herself? Hilga went on a fucking press tour around that villa. A smear campaign, exactly, around that villa. It's not the same. It's not the same, babies. Listen, and I know, it's PTSD. We see something, we're like, oh no, it feels like a pattern. That's why I'm here to help us put our feet on the ground. Right? She went to the bathroom by herself. She didn't go talking to nobody about it. She went to the bathroom by herself. And then she is in the confessional. Y'all, I want us to remember, Aaliyah, you're in here. You can tell them I said, y'all need to watch Aaliyah's content, right? She went into the confessional. We don't know what production asked her before she gave us the response that we listened to. We don't know what was asked of her before we got that response. All we know is the response that we got. Right? And so we hear her saying, I would never do that to someone. I would never treat someone that way, right? So Ilea is saying, yes, you format the question to elicit the response that you want. We got to get to 50, Mia. You write the question in a way to elicit the response that you want, right? So depending on what production asked her, then we get the answer, right? Now, if we're comparing her to Papaya, okay, let's compare her to Papaya for a second. Papaya, when A said, I just want to have boundaries, and I have said this repeatedly, I agree, we didn't need a third conversation, okay? I get it. We didn't need a third conversation. Hi, Jay. We didn't need a third conversation on the dock, okay? But when he said, these are my boundaries, this is what this is what I want, this is what I feel, blah, 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 blah. Well, I just don't understand, da, 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 da. She didn't just say, okay, and walk away and then go into the bathroom by herself or go into confessional by herself. She made that, well, we need to have this dialogue. And Papaya did that with everyone. She did it with Zach. When Zach was trying to communicate his feelings and they were actually willing to have a conversation, well, she's just talking over the boy, right? So y'all cannot look at how Nicola handled this moment and say that it's the same way that Hilga or Papaya handled their moments. It is different. Oh, thank you so much, Jalen. It is different, y'all. Right? And y'all know, I want you to look for patterns. I want you to look for patterns. Okay? I do. And I want y'all to be able to recognize the motive behind the behaviors, right? I want you looking at the behaviors, but can you notice the motive behind the behaviors? Nicola and KK did amazing. KK was so kind and said, no, thank you. I just need to focus on the duel right now, right? Nicola said, ooh, I feel really gross about this, but okay, I'm going to leave. Went to the bathroom, handled it on her own. And then when she sat on that bench and she held the emotion and just expressed herself about why they came to decisions they came to, she did way too much cover for Isaiah, in my opinion. And maybe that's just what got edited to us, okay? But that's what I saw. She did a lot of talking, even for decisions that were his. And to me, they handled it exactly how I would expect them to handle it. They were all emotional. KK was frustrated and upset and angry that she was going to get out of here, right? Potentially. And Nicola was upset and sad and guilty about having to potentially send her friend home. Period. They're both entitled to their emotions. And I actually think that both of them handled it very well. Even if it's not your cookie cutter perfect, how I would have loved for it to be, that's not real life. Real life is messy. Right? Exactly. Let them be sad. Let them be angry. People are allowed to feel all of the full range of their emotions. Y'all know that I am a big advocate of that. I would say the reason why they chose KK is the same reason why they chose Andrea. I do believe that was going to be the most fair duel, right? If you had put Andreina in there, it's like basically I'm just saying I'm saving whoever I put her in here with, right? I'm willing to let myself believe what Nicola told me until she proves to me that she's a liar. For me, you're always going to start from a place of trust until there's something that makes me feel like, oh, I should not trust you. And so Nicola said, I felt like you'd already been through enough, girl. You in here struggling to Andreina, right? She said it more nice than I just said it, right? But it's like, that was not going to be a fair battle, right? It was more fair to put Andrea and KK in there, even if they were her friends, right? But see, Deja, that's where y'all are losing me, because she didn't weaponize them against KK. Just because, and here's what I think is happening. I don't know, you correct me if I'm wrong. I think that people are saying that Nicola weaponized her emotions against KK because of how the fans are responding. But that's not Nicola's response. That's not Nicola's problem. She didn't do that. The viewers are doing that. The viewers are saying, oh, she cried. That was so mean because she said that she would never treat someone like... She didn't say none of that shit to KK. She did all that on her own. Right? So we have to be able to separate. Like for me, even though I didn't like Hilda for all of her own reasons season 7, but I was never holding her accountable for her fan base until she got out the villa and showed that she aligned with them, right? Okay, well now shit, y'all, bitch, y'all all in the same bucket then, okay? But they were different for me, right? And so just because but she said that in a confessional. She didn't say that to KK. She didn't say that to KK, right? And Ilea, our resident expert, ex-reality TV producer, will tell you, right, Deja? And I'm just trying to educate, right? That the producers will frame the question in a way to elicit a certain response. So let me give you an example. So like if someone were to come into therapy and I was not a good therapist, right? And or let me give you a less loaded example. Your parents are mad at you about you snuck out the house. And the question is, well, why would you do something? Why would you lie to me to hurt me? I'm asking the question with an expected response already. I believe you lied to me to hurt me, and that's why you did what you did. So I'm asking you, well, why would you lie to me to hurt me? Rather than why did you do what you did? I framed the question in a way to elicit a particular type of response from you. I'm only giving you a couple of choices as to how you can respond to that question. So when they go into confessionals, it's the same. They get questions framed to them in a way to elicit certain responses, right? So it could have sounded something like, wow, Nicola, you seem really upset about all of this. KK's response to you seems like it really hurt your feelings. Would you ever respond to somebody like, would you ever do that to someone? And so then the response that we hear is, I would never do that to someone. Right? So I need us to be mindful, right? That like they do craft the questions in a particular type of way, and Nicola didn't make that KK's responsibility. The fans are weaponizing Nicola's emotions against KK. She didn't do that. She kept that shit to herself in production. Right? Oh, I agree. But I don't want us to villainize Nicola for something that production and fans are doing. To me, that's unfair. Right? Right, exactly. Ilea's giving the response of, but you would never do that to someone, right? And then what we get is, oh, I would never do that to someone, right? So we don't know what the prompt was. And so we have to be mindful, right? That the same way we don't want to villainize KK because she didn't do anything wrong. She very kindly said, no, thank you. We also don't want to let ourselves start villainizing Nicola because of how fans and production framed that. That's it. I agree, MTA. The only thing that was annoying about all of it, right? I agree, Jasmine. I agree. I think we would see more of like how Leah responded to things, right? I agree, MTA. The only thing that was annoying about the whole thing was them feeling like they should be exempt from the duel. All three of you were potentially going to go into the duel, and you woke up today thinking all of y'all were going to go into the duel. So why are you mad that you're going into the duel? That was the only thing that was like, hold on now. You feeling like friendships should save you? That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm glad we don't have alliances. Honestly, it keeps it more interesting. Clock it, Kay. Everyone is picking apart the girls' reactions and not the guys. And this is why I asked at the top of the live, right? Why are we giving so much smoke to Nicola and hardly any to Isaiah? Online discourse that has already started is about Nicola, not Isaiah. Even though he's the one that chose to, like, he's the one that said, this is a game, like, you're taking it too personal. And all of that is true. I agree, Carly. All of that is true. All of that is true. But why do we have smoke for Nicola? Because she felt sad and guilty about her decision. But we don't have any smoke for him. He also felt guilty about. That's why he asked Nicola for a hug, because it was also hard for him. Why don't we have any smoke for him? Why don't we have any smoke about Chris's response? I mean, maybe because he's just unlikable. I don't know. But it's like, he also, like Isaiah said, you didn't even look at me in the eyes. Like, you can't even, like, you know what I mean? Engage with me at all. Nah, like Chris was basically like, fuck you. You don't think Isaiah felt guilty? You think he didn't want to be the bad guy? I think that Chris was his friend. Chris was one of his close friends in the villa, and I do think that you're going to feel sad about that, even if it's the right choice for your gameplay. I think that's a natural human response to be like, damn, I can't believe my friend got to go out because of me. And it was still the right choice. Exactly. It should not be taken personally. It's not because I don't fucking like you. It's because I have to win the game. She said KK came first to the challenge when that was Garby. Okay. Yeah, KK, I appreciate KK having so much fight in her. Yeah, Chris was a brat. That's cool. Like, listen, hey, I knew people would be that way though, Birdie, right? People are going to be like, well, you took my person out. We saw the same thing, no shade, right? But we saw the same thing last season when it came to when Jeremiah got sent home, and people didn't like the way that that went down. And so then people were like, I'm on their helmets, you know? Yeah. That said, Andreina and Johnny, it's time to wrap it up. Listen, Whitney, Hilda took up so much space on season 7. I didn't realize Chris was such a lame. I literally said that. I was like, people are going to, it might be in a video or a live or something, but I was like, y'all allowed, oh no, it was a video. I said, y'all allowed Hilda's bad behavior to overshadow Chris, and so y'all missed it. Y'all missed it. You know what I mean? But it was, I knew it would be revealed on the show. Oh, absolutely, Beanie Baby. Oh, thank you so much, Jasmine. It's one of my favorite moves. Okay, Athena, we did talk about it a lot. Oh, thank you, MTia. That's so kind. And that's exactly my point, right? Diane, no shade, but Chris didn't give much during games. KK carried. Which is why the first challenge where it had to be we both performed well, they didn't perform well as a unit. Because when it came down to you also have to be good on your own. You have to raise heart rates up enough where with my score, we're the power couple. That didn't happen. Because if the man is low effort in courting, low effort in competition, he's definitely low effort in his sex. He was not bringing no sex appeal to that goddamn lap dance. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He was too busy trying to one-up fucking Tyreek. Exactly, Whitney. Exactly. He said, I'm going to get 3 girls. Why? Because Tyreek got 2. That's the only reason why. And your fucking ego sent your ass home. As it should have. We're not at 50 yet, Ann. As it should have.
For real.
And took his time with the 2 Chardonnay because, again, he's lazy.
Bro, appreciate you, girl.
Listen, Jasmine, I'm going to go get 3 girls and not please any of them.
I look crazy, bro.
No, you don't.
What's up with the camera?
Nothing. It's just the lighting. The light is off. You want to turn it on? Woo. You want to say hi? Say hi to the chat.
Hi, guys.
This is the assistant manager. This is assistant manager. His older sister is manager.
Yeah. I like being in the spotlight.
That's my husband's twin. Y'all are funny. How do you gift him? Y'all, he be asking me for a cut. He's so cray cray. But y'all can send a gift. I'll give him the money.
I need my cut.
You need your cut. But yeah, so thank you, Whitney. Whitney's sending you roses.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? He's cut his hair a couple of times, but he always grows it back out. Oh, Risa and Tiana sent you roses too. And Athena. They all sent you roses. And Kimma.
Thank you.
Now the manager is in here. Talk about, hold on. Oh, thank you, Jasmine. She just sent a heart hands.
Aw.
Okay, y'all. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all are so funny. He did. He did. He did say that. You ain't think wrong. You ain't wrong. Call me Kate. That's exactly what he said. Listen, Johnny is gonna drop Andreina. Who's he gonna go for though? That's your internet nephew, period. Who's he gonna go for? Because I think he wants to win, right? So I agree if he's smart, Justine, but I think Garby would be a good one too. But I think Garby, her nose is too wide open about Kendall, y'all. Johnny and Sydney would be interesting. Do y'all think that Sydney would be a good competitor? I don't know anything about her. Oh, yeah. I mean, Andreina said that she was there for love. She said that when I watched all their, like, initial interviews in the app. And Andreina said she was there for love. And I don't think anybody on the island is there for the same reason. That's her. You want Tyreek and Garby? Y'all, I don't think that Tyreek is that strong of a competitor.
No, absolutely not.
I don't know, y'all. I don't feel like that's who I would want for Garby. I feel like if I want Garby to be matched with someone that is a strong competitor, they're going to... Honestly, here's my ideal couples for competition. Just competition, okay? Josh and Andrea. Garby and Johnny. Justine and maybe Marvin. I'll have to see how he does. Maybe Marvin.
Maybe.
What do you think about Toby?
Who him with?
Yeah.
Send his ass home. No.
Marvin is from France, and he used to be a professional basketball player, but you know what? He didn't come in leading with that. He didn't tell us how he could be overseas right now playing ball.
I don't know. Toby would
What about Toby with Garby?
That might work.
Thank you. We're close, y'all. We're close. And you know what? Here's the thing. He scammed Melinda on Perfect Match. I don't know anything about Marvin. Y'all want Garby to win? Toby pissed me off last season. I don't like him for anybody as like a boyfriend, but if we're talking about just like playing the game, I think he and Garby are pretty evenly matched as far as like height, strength, on Too Hot to Handle. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. I love this wall. It's my favorite little piece of my house.
My favorite is my bed.
Justine is your client, but Garby is your number 2. You're rooting for Garby. Okay. You know what I thought was interesting was who said they were the underdogs? Who said they were the underdogs?
I don't remember.
Chris.
Andrea and Toby.
That's what I said.
Right.
Wait, Marvin has 8 children?
What?
Who has 8 children? Kiana.
I know you fucking lying.
Oh, there's garlic powder.
Yeah, Andrea and Toby were like, we're the underdogs. And I was like, in what world? Not Marvin is fast. Y'all are funny, bro. Marvin needs to leave the villa immediately. Them 36 hours should have been split between them 8 kids, if that's true.
For real.
What?
'Cause
Get out of here.
Why are you here?
Oh, but you know what? That's why he needs the 250.
I was about to say that. That's why he
That's why he needs the 250. You right, babe. Listen.
If it's gonna go on the kids though, because you know how these.
Listen, Ka. And then they was like middle fingers up for the photo. Like, you are not fooling me, sir. You are not fooling me. Yeah, listen. Somebody dropped their head to see his finger. Y'all, I'm screaming. Okay, Nicola and Isaiah, I think, might struggle now. I think they might struggle.
Yeah.
Because they had the back and forth about who they were going to put up. And I don't know, like, what'll happen with the bounce back. How is the bounce back going to be? I agree. He didn't want to get swept by Johnny. That's the only reason why he was like, oh, I can't really close it all the way. They didn't tape it to stabilize it or nothing. They was just like, okay. Beanie Baby said, I hate when a man is big for nothing. But we know this about him, right? Which is why he always leads with being 6'8", y'all. Blue told y'all this last season as well. Listen, they told him not to continue because they were like, listen, if you're that worried about it, we don't want to tell you to continue and then you sue us if something does happen. So we suggest that you just stop. No, Ivy, treat yourself. Treat yourself. But y'all's internet nephew would say that Raising Cane's is not that good. I don't think he left to stay with KK. I don't think he give a fuck about KK, if I'm honest. I think he might want to hit it. Is that crass? I don't think he gives a fuck about being in a relationship with KK. Y'all's internet nephew.
Raising Cane's is trash.
KK was not mean to Nicola. Yeah, I don't think he cares, and I think that was obvious, right? He's too low fucking effort, y'all. I don't think he cares. Okay? Cuz he was doing all that about Nicola. He thought oh yeah, he says it's trash, Ivy, like The chicken is dry, right?
Yeah, the chicken's dried. Oh my gosh.
He's shaking his head. He's very upset at this idea. So don't do it. Get something else, sis. But he was doing all that about Nicola and didn't even talk to her before he left. He's playing. He is lame. The sauce is good, I hear. I hear that that's like the only thing that be saving it. Listen, MTia, what do I think about KK doing his hair? I think that that's why he like being with a black girl. Because that's not who raised his heart rate. But logistically, they make sense. You would only wish Chris on your enemies. Andreina needs to pack it up, but I don't want her going to Jeremiah because Jeremiah, cut the shit, bro. Cut the shit. Why are you in your lives about do I have a chat? Whole time y'all linked up before she even left. Cut the shit. Don't do that. You just doing that because now she's on TV again. Don't play with me. Don't piss me off, Jeremiah. I believe him, Athena. Why don't you believe him? Exactly. What would you buy me for Christmas? What are them little books called that have like the rental properties in them? That's what I'm buying you for Christmas. Get the fuck out of my face.
Them apartment.com books.
Exactly, an apartment.com book. That's what I'm getting you. Nothing else. No, I agree. So Andreina, like, I don't want her going, listen, I don't want her I don't want her going and being with fucking Jeremiah. Okay? I want her in a pen.
In a pen.
I want her to just focus on that self-efficacy. I feel like that's what needs to be stronger with her. She needs to believe she can do it without the help of a man. Girl, because you got that degree without the help of a man, why don't you think you could do it? You can do it. You can do it. That's Waterboy, right? That'd be that ADHD. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, it's 50K. We'll open up the panel for 30, 45 minutes. So I'm going to do everybody pretty short tonight, but I'll open it up. Yeah, I feel like the focus needs to be on her. On her. On her. On her. Johnny isn't. So here's the thing, actually, Kayla. I'm actually not mad about, thank you so much, about how Johnny has been so far. And he's going to hurt her feelings. And he definitely was playing into all of that rhetoric. Right? Again, this goes back to me telling y'all that I feel like Andreina is one of them girls that unfortunately the boys be like, yeah. I want to be on your body, you know, but that's it. And I don't appreciate that.
Hi.
Hi, Gigi. Bringing up the folks. Hi, Ann. Hi,
How's
Athena.
it going? Good news, Tina. I'm on the first episode of Beauty and Beaster. I'll be done by tomorrow.
It's so good.
I have a song I would like to share with you all.
Do it.
It has to do with Chris. On the 12th day of Christmas, what did Chris get from T? A new resume in his link tree.
That's what he needs.
Yes.
That's what he needs. And he can't put ball player on there.
Hi.
Beautiful.
He needs somebody to optimize his LinkedIn and redo his resume. And then you'll get him a nice little fountain pen. I got some resume. I got some boxes of resume paper I could donate.
Chris,
You know
what I
what
think
fountain
about
pen
Angelina, I feel like what Brian said
in a
was
rental
like
application in that order.
Oh,
people were going after Brian after he called Andrina boring, but I don't think he was wrong. Like I feel like maybe she is. Like
I don't think she's boring. I think his ego was hurt because she wanted to talk to somebody else.
So Tina, what you eating? What you eating,
corn.
Tina?
I'm eating chili and rice. I'm eating chili and rice. Okay, we're gonna go from the bottom up.
Okay.
We go from bottom up. I agree, seventh letter. I think that she's a little socially awkward.
Yeah.
Okay. Gigi, will you share your thoughts first, please?
Anne can go. I shared my song.
Okay, just
My
kidding.
song is what I wanted to share.
How you doing, beautiful people? I've never liked Johnny more in my life. I was so excited and screaming in my living room. My mom came to tell me to shut up. She said, "What's going on?" I said, "Well, Johnny's beating Chris ass." I said, Team Johnny, I know he a bodybuilder. I know he's not going to disappoint me. I know Chris tall for nothing. Johnny drag his ass. Johnny drag his ass. Yay. Honestly, I am Team KK. I ain't going to hold you. But Andrea did her big one to the loo. Sorry for you. I don't know what else to say. The best man and woman won. Johnny, I know Johnny's short, but I was like, look at the muscles on that guy. His muscles got muscles. I know he's a good competitor. He's a 2-time runner-up. I know he ain't come here to play, and now he had children to take care of. He fighting for his kids. You better fight for your kids, Johnny. Sir, that was incredible. That was so exhilarating. I mean, like, I'm not a fan of wrestling or anything like that or boxing, but you know what? That's a fight I'd pay to see. I was so excited to see Chris Tall ass go home. Bye, Chris. Nigga, fuck you. And if you come back next season, just please don't. And don't come back with the overseas jokes. Okay, here's the thing, y'all. I'm going to be a little controversial for a second. Let me be a messy Sagittarius. So I heard on these TikTok streets, I was listening to somebody. I'm not sure who the creator was. Let's just say a beautiful black woman. And she said that she believes what Honda had to say, that Chris might be a small nigga because he's so low effort and he's acting like it by how insecure he's being this season. Listen, I know Honda Civic is a lying liar, but sis might be onto something. Chris was so insecure this season. He walked in all arrogant and stuff. And my mom was like, why you want him to go home? I'm like, yo, I will go. That's how we say it in French. It sounds even worse. Sir, I can't stand your Let me stop. I can't stand your tall for nothing ass. And y'all, the streets are also saying he looked like Tyler Perry. And they're not lying. That's his son. Also, listen, I don't like to make fun of black people's hair, but he does look like a mushroom, no? Okay, it's broccoli. It's broccoli. I love broccoli, but I don't like Chris. Sir, bye. Y'all, they did the side by side of him and Tyler Perry. I kid you not, Kayla. That is Tyler Perry's lost son. Not his criminal. Cut the shit, y'all. They look alike. What else did I have to say? Tonight was just so fun. Like, I'm laughing so hard my cheeks hurt. Yeah, Chris is boring. He gives us nothing. He's very low effort. And I think it was so immature of him to be like, yo, I can't believe Zay did me like that. Yo, that's some snake shit. And if I win, it's going to be a different Chris. Yeah, right, sir. I'm like, sir, you're going home. Cut the shit. If you win, we knew you wasn't going to win, sir. Like Team Johnny. Like, I would have closed my eyes and know that Johnny got us. I feel sorry for Andreina and her tears. I do. But Johnny about to dump you like yesterday's news, man. He's here to win. And he's also fighting for his kids. I'm a parent, so I'm Team Johnny. Sorry for you, Andreina. Because why are you here coming to look pretty? Who else was here looking pretty? Lucinda still there? Lucinda also came here looking... Why are you here to look pretty? One thing about me, I didn't get to ever compete like... But I am athletic adjacent. And I like to work out. I would have trained my ass off for this show. What is wrong with y'all? You should have been eating the protein and hitting the weights and sleeping 8 hours a night. You're not serious about this money.
Yeah.
And also, I'd be fighting for my son, and I got student loans. Don't play with it. Why y'all stop? Somebody said, "Good, I'm not crazy." No, for real, Andreina, you're here to look cute. Sorry for you. This is Love Island Games. Emphasis on the games. This is not Love Island. You can find love anytime, but I like money better. Ain't no nigga ever did nothing for me that money can't. No shade. Love, you guys are a great example of what I did not have growing up, so I'm not pressed for marriage. The money is very attractive though, because I have student loans. That's all.
Okay, I want to say this. Wait, I'm confused about y'all's. Thank you, Anne, for your thoughts. I'm confused about y'all's comment in the chat. Sorry, I wasn't looking. But I will say this about Chris and Honda Civic. Number one, weird of her to even say it. Number two, I don't necessarily believe her. I just think that Chris is a lazy lover. And to me, that has very little to do with like whether he's packing or not. I just think he's a lazy lover because he's lazy at everything else. So I don't know why it would be different all of a sudden in the bedroom. And then I think that when it comes to like their effort, like we all saw, well, I don't know if people follow some of these people, but like they're not. Andreina went to the gym, but the majority of like her gym content was about like what she should wear to the gym. And then like Jeremiah like teased her about like her being in the gym, like about her effort or whatever. And then she told us she came for love. Like she came for love. Lucinda said, if y'all watch the interviews in the app, Lucinda said like I'm waiting, like I want a man, like I just need a strong man to like carry me to the end basically. And Nicola was there for love. They all three of them were like, I'm here for love. Isaiah, I think, said both.
Yeah.
So yeah, like a lot of like, yeah. So unfortunately, some of the girls are just mismatched because not enough of the men are also there for love. But I don't think Chris, I mean, I think Chris is mid just because I think he has a very mid personality and energy. What do we think Lucinda's going to do when Ty drops her? I think that Lucinda is probably the next person to go home, if I'm honest. Okay, Athena, give us your thoughts, friend.
Good evening, everybody. A couple of things. I was actually rooting for KK to win. But now that she's gone, I'll be happy with Garby or Justine, to be honest. I don't really care what happens with Justine, but I'm not really rooting for anybody, which is honestly why I really enjoy this season, because I'm not attached to anybody like that. So I can just enjoy the show. I don't have to care about the fan wars. I don't feel attached if anything goes one way with the discourse online. Some of this stuff about KK is a little annoying just because I feel like we just take everything to such an extreme. Like everybody, even though I said I was kind of annoyed initially how KK and Chris reacted, I was just like, well, you guys, they have to pick somebody. Like, you guys are kind of being immature about it. But it wasn't enough to warrant the discourse that I see happening. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And then when KK was saying the thing to Nicola at the duel, like, I don't feel sorry for you. And then when Ariana asked her how it felt to be dueling her friend, she said, I don't have a friend, we're doing this. I felt like she was just amping herself up to fight, which that's what she should do. And as you can see, once the thing was over, she lost. She went and talked to Nicola. She was like, hey, it's all good. Don't worry about it. And it would have been easier for her to say that if she won, but she said that even when she lost. So I think that shows that she really was just like in the moment, but she's not really harboring any resentment. Like, I think we've gotten to a point where every reaction that somebody has is an indictment on their character. And no, it's just a reaction in the moment. That's not an indictment on the person's character. That doesn't mean that they're like the worst person to ever live. So it's just exhausting where people can't let people anymore without it having to mean a million different things. Chris, so long, farewell. I'll be just saying goodbye. You're a loser. You are lazy. You love to send mixed messages. I was so annoyed the other day when he was kind of like annoyed about the kiss with KK and Tyreek. And I'm like, you do nothing. You give her nothing. She has clearly indicated that she's interested, and you want to be a baddie so bad. You want to be chased. You want to be in your divine feminine, and that's great. But some people are not going to play with that. So, and I know Gigi was saying that he needs a resume for a job, but he won't get the job unless the interviewer comes to him. That's how lazy he is. He needs an interviewer to come to him. He won't go to them. Like, that's how bad this man is. Like, he's so annoying. So I'm actually glad he's gone. Um, Johnny is Andreina. I'm sorry. She is such a dark cloud. I'm like, she's such a pretty girl, but it's like, get some self-confidence about yourself, girl. Get some zhuzh about yourself. Get some act right. Like, it's gotta be emotionally draining to have to emotionally support her all the time. Like, I'm sorry. I don't see how Johnny's gonna last that long with her. So hopefully she starts getting it together. Um but I do what I do enjoy about Andreina is that you could tell that she's a baddie who's really a dork. She's a baddie who's really a dork at heart, and it's really cute. So I really hope that she starts to like get a little bit more confident in the games so that she can like really start pulling her own weight. And I've never watched this show, but are all the games physical? Do they not have any like mental games at all?
They had like the no like puzzles other than like the one that you saw when they did the
Okay.
pool. They will do like a challenge. Well, maybe last season they did do a challenge where it was like, how well do you know your partner?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I was like, we need something like that because I'm tired. Like, I think physical games all the time are not really the best indicator because some people are just more physically strong than others, and I don't think that's really fair all the time for it to be a physical game. The last thing I would say about Nicola and Isaiah is I understand her reasoning for when she said, Andrina had been through a lot, which I get, but also they gave us cinema. If they put Andrina or Toby in there with either of those guys, we would have already known how it would end. I think they gave us a really good lineup. It was a really good duel on both sides. It really could have gone either way. And this is a competition at the end of the day. So either way you cut it, whoever lost, they were getting rid of a strong competitor, which is better for them and everybody else in the house to advance to the end. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. I know Nicola felt bad about her decision because she's a sweetheart, but it is what it is. And somebody had to go home. They had very limited choices. You make the choice. There's only going to be 2 people at the end and 1 or 2 possible winners. There's like 20 people up in that bitch. Like, somebody's going to lose. And these people take this thing way too personally. To be honest, if I'm not going to win, I'd rather go home now than make it to the end. Like, who cares? Spare me the drama of the 3 weeks or 4 weeks of like ins and out and fights and duels and love and America voted me at the bottom. If I'm not gonna win, send me home. Don't waste my time. So it is what it is.
I agree. I've said before that I would love to see more puzzle games. So like I don't know if y'all watch The Secret Millionaire, but it's a show on Netflix that had I think another season was coming. But they had like this one game. Oh my god, it was so good. Where like you had to be like chased by the hounds, and then you had to like find the codes and give it to your partner to unlock something. It was so fucking good. Like they came up with great challenges. I would love to see stuff like that.
Yeah. I definitely want to see more than just like physicality in the games for sure.
Oh yeah, when the one girl had to drop the song, like 4 different songs by someone, like even just the secret games that nobody even knew you were playing the game. Like I love shit like that. Okay, Gigi, I love shit like that. So I would love, and I agree to your point, Athena, right? Like it only being athletic doesn't make sense to me. Because y'all are not picking people to be on Love Island based on their athleticism. You're picking people based on their attractiveness. Yeah. Yes, a lot of attractive people might also be athletic, but that's not what you're picking for. And so then you're giving some people an unfair advantage. So I would like to see them mix it up and also have some other games where it is maybe more of a fair playing field in that way.
Yeah, like the game that you said about like games about knowing your partner more, I think that's actually fair because this is still Love Island games. So if it's whether for love or game, so if there is somebody who is there for love, they might have a better chance of winning the game because they would take the time to know their partner, which I feel like that's one of the things where you kind of seesaw in the game, in the purpose of the game, which makes sense. So as opposed to somebody like Nicola and Isaiah, who they clearly are not interested, that they're not going to be a couple. So that's a game that they might not win because, they're not trying to get deep with each other.
Yeah.
You know, so
I agree. I hear y'all about like, yeah, that's why I like to be heart rate challenged, because yeah, it did move it away from like, oh, can you like physically do something? But then, you know, maybe somebody that is a little bit more socially awkward might struggle at something like that. So again, just like I like a mix, right? Like, and I get that it is Love Island, so they want them kissing all the fucking time. I get it. But I do like the idea of them having more than just that. Like even just throwing a puzzle into the physical, you know, again, like I said, the oh, we have to remember the code, the way that the numbers work, and I also have to like run to you and get to you fast enough. Like you could mix it up a little bit more, you know. Okay, Ray, will you please go ahead and share your thoughts?
Okay. I liked this episode, just like Anne said. Like, I really enjoyed this episode. This episode was like, I was just like in it. Like, I was like, ooh, like I was excited because I was rooting for Johnny. Like, I feel like people underestimated Johnny just because he's shorter than Chris. Like, height doesn't matter always. Like, a tall person could be tall and not know how to do some of the stuff a short person can do. Like, just because he's a basketball player does not mean nothing. So, and I feel like it was a fair fight. Like, I feel like the voting that they picked of the people was a fair fight, because if Andrina was with like KK or Andrea, it wouldn't have been a fair fight. She would have lost. Like she would have went home. So I feel like I like that, because it's like now we're hooked to the show. It's not like we're watching and we're like, oh, like this is like this isn't a fair fight. I do feel like with Johnny and Andrina, like I feel bad for her because she genuinely wants to find love, and like she's been like very emotional. But I feel like Johnny will definitely like not like mess with her, and he's definitely gonna try to like find somebody. I don't know who, because there isn't any potential matches for him other than like if it's like competition wise, maybe Justine, because he did say on After Sun that he wouldn't mind going with Justine, so maybe that. But I don't think Justine would really like go for it. Other with KK, I don't feel like she was a bully. I feel like she was holding her ground. Like that's something I would do too. Like I would be upset in the moment and I don't want nobody to talk to me. Like I want to get into the zone of the game, because now this is game mode. This isn't Love Island or Friendship Island. Like yes, we make these connections that do go forward in the outside world, but right now the end game is the money. So I definitely understand KK on that. But like you were saying, like people didn't say anything to Chris when he was saying with Isaiah, like they didn't say anything about them. So I feel like it's a double standard. So I don't like that. What else? I want to see how like Josh and Justine, like I want to see like what that's about. Like they had a little something there, like, but he's still, you know, head over heels over Andrea. So my thing is like, he did that like his season. I don't know about his season, but what he said, he was just like on somebody from day one till the end. So I want to see if he's gonna continue that, or is he gonna like try to mingle with somebody else. I don't really have anything else. I'm trying to think. Like I really like from the other episodes, I really enjoyed this one because this one had more. I want to see what tomorrow is gonna come. Like who are the bombshells gonna couple up with? So like I want to see if Andrina is gonna couple up with the guy, or if she's gonna like take a chance for him. But I also want to know who Isaiah's ex is gonna go with. Yeah. Like, is she gonna connect with Isaiah, or is she gonna have a talk with Isaiah? I don't think she'll connect with him because he cheated. So, yeah.
Here's the thing though, because when she came in and they were like, do you have like unfinished business? And she was kind of like, I mean, we definitely need to like chat. And then the way that she hugged him, I don't know if anybody else saw it. If anybody else saw that when she hugged Isaiah, but she hugged him and then kind of like lingered. And I was like, what are you doing?
I definitely saw that. That's why I was like, is there like a fling that's going to come to, you know, back to light? Like,
exactly. Which is crazy because she then, but that's what I'm saying, user. She told the girls no. But her body language and her energy was saying something different than what her words were saying. So I'm very curious if like maybe her answer to the girls was based on what she thought she read off of him. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So it's like, oh, I'm just gonna say no because he seemed like he wasn't in it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and her energy didn't seem like she was holding a grudge. Like her energy seemed like she still wanted something with him, like a little bit, like a little teeny bit.
Yeah. She was like, I think he's a good guy, you know, like I'm so different, you know, and he's like, yeah, I'm so different. I'm so different. Oh, and I really liked his compliment to her when he said, you look healthy. That I love compliments like that are like not I don't know, I'm just weird like that. But I like compliments that are like, you look healthy, like you look happy, you look, you know, anyway. But yeah, so I'm curious to see what I don't think he's interested, but I'm curious to see if maybe she might be. Also,
Mm.
her and Toby having history was unexpected for me.
Yeah. I was like, what? Like the lore between Love Island is like so crazy from the outside.
I was like, hold on a minute. Yeah, yeah. Like, what's going on? So yeah, it will be very interesting. Again, because Marvin only pulled KK, right? So like, who's he gonna go for now that she's gone?
Hmm.
That was the mess too. Because when they said Marvin was French, I said, "Oh, I know these French Negroes. They do not like black girls. What is he doing? Please, like, stop. Like,
I'm
just
screaming.
so thank God KK is gone. Even though she was my top pick, thank God she's gone. So she wouldn't get caught up in this foolishness. Please.
So I agree with you, Athena. So Sakura, Sydney and Toby, when they were sitting down, they were saying that they had like met up at the last like Love Island Games premiere, and I guess they like kissed or something. So that's all that we've heard so far. Okay, Marvin was with the black girl. He was with Melinda. Here's the thing
He
about
was
Marvin.
he was with her to win. Is that what you mean? To
Oh,
win the game? I'm just saying.
listen, I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, so I don't know anything about Marvin. So it's gonna be really interesting to watch him because I will say a couple of things. Number one, I could see him pulling KK in order to try to rattle Chris. I mean, KK is gorgeous. So like, you can think someone is attractive without being attracted to them, right? And so he might have just saw like initially she's attractive. You know what I mean? Um, but also I do think part of it was to rattle Chris. I think it was weird that yeah, KK left Sakura. She lost tonight. I think it was weird. She lost in a duel against Andrea. I think it was on brand but weird for no KK left. I think it was on brand but weird that Chris was like, if he says that you look beautiful again in front of me, I'm gonna whatever the fuck he said. And then KK was like, you're getting jealous. That's cute. Like, no, it's not. Stop, please. So I know a lot of people are sad about KK going home, but there are some things I'm not gonna miss watching her do and say on the show. That I'm okay. It's fine. Um, Okay, Magic Moon, when you please give us your thoughts?
Hi, can you hear me? Because my mic is like acting up.
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Hi. Okay, I have a lot to say. My name is Tina too as well.
Oh
So
hi.
we're Tina twins. But I really love your debriefs and your like insights in general. Where do I want to start? Oh, so Josh and Nicola, I think it was the best strategic decision to pick KK and Chris, even though I do love KK. I would have did the same thing. And I do think that it was gameplay. I know a lot of people are saying that she didn't pick Adraina because, she lost a couple of times. But my thing is, I'm going to take out the two strongest women because I know that I can go up or I can compete against Adriana in the future. Like that just makes more sense to me. I think where they butt heads was the fact that the only connection that she had in the villa was Chris, and I know that's not great, but that was her strongest connection. So I feel like that's what they were disagreeing with. It was Chris and less KK and Andrea, in my opinion. And then um I will say I don't think that KK is the mean girl that a lot of people are already saying, per the comments that I'm reading. I think her emotions are valid. I also think Nicola's emotions are valid. As far as Chris's finger, I do think that he hurt his finger, but he could have played through it. Like I would have bear hugged that bag for 250K. So that's crazy. Also with Joss and Nicola, and I'm seeing a shift happen. And here's my thing. I'm not gonna like I don't think that she should accept second choice. Like if he says that he's not interested, he's not interested. Like I don't necessarily agree with shipping them. I think that they're great partners. We'll see how that pans out. And then I guess my last thing is the crying. Um, I know that some people were like annoyed with like Adriana crying, which I get it because I was like, girl. But at the same time, I feel like when their faves cry, all of a sudden it's like the empathy is there, but when their faves don't cry, there is this idea that they're being performative or they're being manipulative. And I don't think that's the case. I think some people just wear their emotions on their sleeve. And I do think that when you said that they were crafting a storyline, I think that they're kind of crafting the storyline where Adriana is like a damsel in distress and then her savior is Johnny. They're definitely creating a perception around her because all the scenes that I'm seeing is when she's being emotional, and I don't think that that is um that's the entire picture. Like um what's her name? Andrea and KK. I didn't even know they were friends like that. So it's just another example of how everything is heavily edited. Sorry, I wanted to go fast.
No, you're good. That's a great point. I agree. I agree with this whole Andreina. I think that definitely there is like I mean, obviously about all the Islanders, right? Like they're crafting a story about all of the Islanders, the ones that they're choosing to give camera time to, right? I will say this too about Andreina. That's exactly what I was about to get into, Bree Bree, is that like, listen, she came on last season. She said, I'm gonna take your man, right? Which she was talking about like what it's like to be a bombshell and how that's hard actually, but people only latched onto that line because it was memeable, it was funny, it was cute, right? And then she didn't, and she went home, and people, y'all know which fan base I'm talking about, really gave her a lot of flack around that because she had the audacity to come out of the villa and not be like all in that girl's ass and to like tell the truth about her experience, and that frustrated them, and she got a lot of flack, right? And I think that she felt extremely embarrassed. I think she felt like, oh damn, I can't do it, right? And she came back into this season, and all of that is in the back of her head. And so she gets down on herself almost immediately, right? When they were vulnerable again, he's like, are you already like worried? Like she was already down on herself. She absolutely, I think maybe she is predisposed already because of other things that I've talked about before, but I do think that she might be predisposed already to feeling like, oh, I can't do it. Like again, that self-efficacy doesn't seem to be very strong. But I think also she happens to be in an environment that is feeding it. And so I agree, Kay. I think sending her home will hurt her, but she got to go honestly. Honestly, I honestly would prefer for her to go home around like a vote. Um, I think so. Then her losing a challenge, because I feel like a vote will be like, oh, America doesn't like me. And we know that she has a lot of confidence when it comes to like being liked. Like that is not her weak, like her sore point. Her sore point is around whether or not she can do it. And so I think I think that for her, losing the challenge would be like, yeah, see, I knew I couldn't do it. I knew I could, And so I think that would get to her more than like, oh, y'all not fucking with me. Because baby, when she came out the villa and they wasn't fucking with her, she had all the snapbacks. She didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So I think it's like, I think she could handle a vote better than she could like losing a game and going out. like losing a duel or something. But I don't know. We'll see. Um, yeah, Brie Brie. I think she was excited that we saved her. I think she was also, again, she doesn't believe she can do it. She's defeated. She's been defeated pretty much since like the first episode, second episode. So I think that she thinks she can't do it. I think Andrea Andrea and Kendall are, I think, very hyper aware about what we think about them as America.
For sure.
Somebody asked me if I thought that Andreina was neurodivergent. I would never like diagnose or give like an opinion about that, y'all. If they vote her out and then the comments got to her, doesn't that contradict itself? No, I'm saying the comments didn't get to her. When she came out of the villa, when people would go at her, she would, oh, do you mean them saying like, oh, I'm going to take your man? But she always quipped back. She always had a response back. She never let that, like break her down, just like people saying things to her. And I still think that like if she already has this expectation, yeah, I mean, I do think that she thinks she can't do the challenges. I think that she has a hard time believing that she's capable. More than I think it's about her being so worried about us not liking her. Yeah, exactly, Brie Brie. She's like, and I took nobody, ha ha ha. Like she I don't think she really cares that much about us not liking her. I think it's about her feeling like she can't do the challenges. I think she's very determined to come in and rewrite her story because of what America said about her. But I think her being down on herself in the villa is about her thinking she can't do the challenges. I think that's the part that felt like maybe it wasn't connecting. Like me saying that America saying like, oh, you didn't do it, blah, blah, blah. I think she wants to rewrite her story, but her being down on herself in the villa is about not thinking she can do the challenges. Thank you for asking so that I could further expand it and like get my whole brain around it for you. Because sometimes I'm having whole conversations in my head that I haven't communicated out loud. Okay. Who do we think? I want panel. Will y'all give me your power couple? Who do you think next power couple is going to be? Can we start from the top down this time?
Oh gosh. I'm thinking Josh and Justine is probably gonna be the power couple. So I'm trying to think. It's crazy because I was rooting for KK for so long that I don't even have anyone in mind. I think they're the strongest couple right now, but I do think if there's a recoupling, I don't know if they'll stay together. That's the only thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think. Andraina and Johnny, I think they work well together, but if Johnny drops her, I don't know. She's done. Her confidence is gonna be shot. That's why she was so emotional during the duel. She acted like she was the one in there. Um, and then who else? Wow. Oh, Nicola and Josh should be fine, but I feel like Sid seems to be interested in Josh and she might go for him, but I'm wondering if she's just doing it for the 250K because like why not?
Yeah.
Um but yeah, that's oh Garby. Oh my gosh. I keep forgetting about Garby because she doesn't get screen time. Am I the only one? She
None.
gets no screen time, and she's like my favorite, and that's why I keep forgetting about her. Scratch that. I want Garby to win. I keep forgetting about her. I feel so bad. Okay, no, Garby. Garby is like my top. I don't have a partner for her yet because I don't like Kendall. But yeah, that's my opinion. That's my opinion right there.
Okay, yes, K Boogie. Chris went home and KK. Andrea and KK ended up doing the duel together. Yes, Nadia, we're talking about who you think the next power couple is going to be, and then you can tell me your faves. Andrea and KK went up against each other and KK lost. And then Chris and Johnny went up against each other and Chris bitched out and forfeited. Okay, thank you, Kayla. Yeah, because I'm about to tear into their ass for that. You already know. You already know. Okay, Ray, will you please give us who do you think next power couple is gonna be? And then your babes.
Okay, I think Justine and Josh, or Isaiah again with his partner. I forgot her name already. Like, how did I forget? Nicola. My favorite right now, I feel like nobody's really romantically like involved yet, because like Garby and Kendall, I don't see them. Like, I forgot Garby was even on the show until tonight. I was like, wait. I'm like, Garby's here? I'm like, wait. Because I don't see them. I'm like, why don't I see them? Like, so I don't like Kendall. Kendall, I think he's keeping his cards to his chest. Like, he hasn't been messy for a reason. Like, I was saying that earlier. Like, I haven't seen him being messy. So I don't have a favorite couple yet. Like, I have favorite individuals, but not a favorite couple.
So this is what I'll say that I like about games though, y'all, is like games is the one time when I'm like, I think you could have like a favorite couple just based on your favorite individual. Because unlike Love Island, it's not about like the romance, right? So like I can love this couple simply because this individual is in it that I love. Does that make sense? Like, so I think I hope people are doing that too when they vote. Like, vote for your favorite person, even if you don't like the person they're with. You know what I mean? Because it's different than Love Island in that way. Okay, Athena, please tell us who you think is gonna. So that's Justine and Josh, or okay, Justine and Josh. Okay. Will you tell us your next power couple and your fave?
My next power couple would have to be Justine and Josh as well. And oddly enough, I found them more interesting when I thought they were just gonna be a friendship couple. The fact that they kissed, I think honestly kind of put me off on that, because I thought it was gonna be, because they said they're friends in real life. So why are you kissing? Like, it's weird. Like, so I was much more interested when I thought they were just gonna be a friend couple that would just dominate in the games. I thought that would be cool. Like, they can make it to the end together. And then if they're a friend couple and they decide to split the money, then it's not an issue of Justine playing herself, because she went there with her friend. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, a big deal. But now that they kissed, I'm like, they kind of ruined that for me. But I'm still rooting for them to win as the friend couple. And my overall favorite person, though, is Garby. So I would love to see her win. I don't necessarily care about Kendall, but I don't see who, unless maybe somehow Garby can end up with Johnny and they could get to the end as a friendship couple as well, because I don't think they're each other's type, so whatever. So if they can get to the end as a friendship couple that could dominate the game, I'm all for it. It's whatever gets Garby to the win. And I don't know. I like Nicola a lot, and I actually really respect that Isaiah was like, "Listen, this is kind of what the situation is." And even though that's not what she wanted to hear, she handled it maturely, and they're being. I actually like them a lot together, so I would like to see them go far as well. But the thing with his ex, I don't know if that's going to be a situation that's going to kind of interfere with that. If that's going to be like, if there's a recoupling and she breaks them up, I don't know what's going to happen with there. But it would be nice to see Nicola have some kind of stability, since she isn't really hitting on the love part. So at least if she could be winning in the games part, I would like that for her as well.
Yeah, I like that. I like the idea of Garby and Johnny together. Definitely over Garby and Tyreek. I know that lots of people want to see Garby like explore with Tyreek. I've heard that quite a bit. For me, I don't feel like Tyreek is a strong enough competitor yet. You know what I
He's
mean? Like,
not. He just plays mind games. The man is
yeah,
not strong. He's skinny fat. Like, what are we doing?
he's just like flittering around the villa trying to find the next person to be in a coupling with. And to me, that just doesn't. He has a different perception, I think, of what this game is. Like, he's trying to stay focused, or he's trying to like, yeah, he's definitely trying to like be focused on the mind games of like, and that would work if we were in Love Island, but we're here for the games, right? And I don't think he's a strong enough competitor. I would prefer her with a Johnny, if I'm honest, because I think that Garby's a really strong competitor, and I think Johnny would be a good way to potentially win. We haven't
Yeah.
seen Marvin yet, though, so I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, like I actually really enjoyed Tyreek when he said, I want to find a strong person to partner with in the game and then focus on the lesser. I was like, oh, that's great. I think that's the smartest way to do it. But now you're trying to play mind games. Like, you don't have to do all that if you're just looking for a strong competitor in the game. You could just partner up with somebody who's strong and then focus on your love stuff separately. You could do that. All the extra mind games are like, it's unnecessary. Like, that's not, I find you're right. We don't need that in Love Island games. Maybe in Love Island, but it doesn't really matter in Love Island games. So he's putting 20 on 10 for no reason. I think he's just a dramatic boy who just likes the drama and he wants to be the moment, and he's playing into the villain role, and that's what he wants to be, and he wants to give us good TV, which I appreciate, but it's not necessary.
No.
He's doing
And I
nothing
honestly
extra
think
for
I
nothing.
feel like he's gonna burn out pretty quickly as far as like what's enjoyable about him, like what's funny about him, like it's gonna get played pretty quickly because again, at this point, we now only have like 2 weeks left in the villa, right? And so it's like, okay, like yeah, that's like fun and that's fun, but like now it's like, can you play the games, right?
Yeah, because he still has to compete. Like, he still has to really compete. So I mean, Lucinda made it to the last challenge, but I mean, I didn't forget how she started. So if something
Right.
comes up that's physical, you're still paired with Lucinda. How's that going to work out?
I feel like Lucinda definitely is again. She did well in the duel with Andreina because she just happened to feel under pressure, and Andreina had given up on her own self. But Lucinda's not there to work hard. She said that out of her own fucking mouth. She said, I need a strong man that's just going to get me to the end. She said it. So I feel like at this point, she can pack it up. Yeah, I feel like she's ready. She can go. She can go.
I feel like he would translate better on like a Too Hot to Handle or something and not on Love Island Games. I think he's good TV and I feel like people like to watch him, but his strategy is not working here. And I don't know why, but it's not working. And I think people are kind of getting tired because I kind of forgot about him. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
I will say that like they clearly are favoring some people on our screens more than others. So it's going to be interesting now that KK and Chris are gone because I do feel like they were one of the couples that we saw a lot on the screen. So it'll be interesting to see like how they continue to shift and decide who's going to get the most screen time. Okay, Anne, will you please tell us who you think the next power couple is and your fate?
How y'all doing? Again. I'm gonna say Justine and Josh. Athena just reminded us that Josh is friends with Justine's outside of here, which is a little bit peculiar why y'all would go there. Take it from someone who knows. I dated my best friend. Let's just say we're no longer best friends. It doesn't always work out. Like Tina pointed out, there was a lot going on under the sheets. But I want to say, keep in mind, Josh does have like some broad shoulders. I think he was putting in a lot of effort in the kissing. And apparently, I quote Josh when I say, she was apparently backing that thing up. I cannot. Josh is ridiculous. Josh said she was backing that thing up. Listen. I'm not here to judge at all. Nicola is my favorite. And if I hear another person say that Nicola compares to Amaya or Hilga, I'm gonna need you to kindly seek your own therapist. Not Tina. She don't work for y'all. Seek your own therapist. I understand you guys are traumatized from season 7. You've clearly not healed yet. And so you're noticing patterns. I'll tell you what you notice. She's quirky like Amaya, but Amaya was performative and she's not. That's the only thing they have in common. Hilga where? The only thing she has in common with Hilga is that she has her face pre-surgery. And that's it. Those are the only comparisons. They are not the same in terms of attitude at all. Let me tell you why. She's emotionally regulated enough to, even though she needed a little push, she still walked out of there and handled her emotions on her own like a big girl. Unlike Hilga, who went around and had a whole smear campaign to get people on her side. Not to forget, she had Jeremiah. She she never took the blame for anything. When America came down on them, it was Jeremiah's fault. She was verbally abusive on national television to a black man and called him a bunch of bitch ass pussy ass hoes. Whatever. It was horrible and emasculating to that man. Hilga, putting me in a space to defend man when I have as Tina would say, a healthy dose of misandry. Not cool, bro. Come on. That's not right. I don't want to have to defend the menses, but I am pro-black, and that's not cool to treat black. You are unsafe to all black people. And quite frankly, Hilga, I don't care that they came for you because you're Palestinian. Black people have been dealing with this bullshit in this country for centuries, and in the Caribbeans, and everywhere. Do you know how hard it is to be me? But I don't go around complaining. Please, I don't feel sorry for you. And that's no shade to the Palestinians. I'm tired of people feeling empathy for this girl. Like, come on. Also, question for Athena. What in the hell is a skinny fat? Genuine question. Thank you.
Somebody who is just like, so Tyreek, if you look, and I'm not body shaming him, I'm really not. But what I'm trying to say is like he's not a strong guy. He's not muscular. He's just there. Like he's just, a body that's just a body. Like it's just, which is, I think most people are skinny fat, to be honest. That's real life. But I'm just saying,
He's
like,
not giving athletic.
yeah, he's not.
I think what
athletic.
you're saying is I've seen his ab area. It's like they want to poke out, but he's not giving enough effort.
Yeah,
So
he's
that's
just
skinny fat.
yeah, he's just like a regular
It's like
person.
it's
He's just like a
like
regular
they
person.
want to be there,
Yeah.
but he's not toning.
Yeah,
So
like
it's not
yeah.
I think have we seen Tyreek work out yet with the
That's
damn
what
guy?
I'm saying. Like this man doesn't look like he's ever stepped foot in the gym in his life. Like, but a
Oh
lot
my
of
God,
men,
Tyreek is giving pretty boy, isn't he? He's
yeah,
he's
and a
just
lot of
pretty.
men are still somewhat muscular, even if they don't work out, like just do natural, like whatever. But he just doesn't have that at all. Like I don't know. He's just, I don't know.
This is what goes back to what I told y'all, right? About how this is why Love Island games for me, it only being physical doesn't, I like the mix up, right? Because you don't cast people because they are athletes, right? You cast people because they are attractive, and maybe they were athletic. Tyreek, I think somebody said he's a retired, like, or he used to like play soccer, or what they would call, I guess, football. I don't know what the fuck they call it over there, but like, I guess football. I don't know, whatever. He used to play soccer. And so like now he's grown and he doesn't anymore, right? So like, yeah, he used to be athletic, but that's not what oh, he was a footballer. Thank you. I wish that they hadn't made the heart rate challenge so short. Okay. So I would say that like, yeah, this is why I like the mix up of the challenges. Okay, I see y'all in the comments. I want to respond to a couple of things, and then I'm going to tell y'all my power couple. Do I think that Tyreek is a strong competitor? No, I do not. He hasn't shown me anything yet to make me feel like he's a strong competitor. So that doesn't mean my mind can't change, but today so far, no. As far as Miami, my mutual is in here talking about, I'm going to give you my brief, my short and fast around why. I know y'all have, again, PTSD from season 7, but why Nicola is not comparable to Papaya, okay? You watched Nicola, and I know you just started watching Miami, so I'll try not to do too many spoilers, but you're going to see Nicola have a couple of different conversations with people where Papaya's response would have been to have a big emotional reaction and to then cry and be the center of attention. Nicola does not respond that way. Nicola becomes emotional about some things, but she goes off and she has those experiences on her own rather than making it the responsibility of the person that she's talking to, and rather than disrespecting boundaries. She is you're going to see as you continue to watch that there are moments where people have to set boundaries with her about things, and she allows them to and goes off. So you're seeing the quirkiness, right? She is quirky. And that's similar to Papaya. She's endearing, and that's similar to how Papaya was, right? But she is not the same as Papaya. Oh, is she? Okay, well, I was getting ready to end anyway, so y'all can hop on Alandria's live. I will say, y'all, that I know that a recoupling is coming. Because we have the 2 bombshells, right? So we have no idea what the couples will be like, or like how they're going to determine who gets coupled with who. That said, if the couples stay as they are right now, I agree, Gia. If the couples stay as they are, oh, it's only Superfan P, so it's not just a public live. Oh, Superfan only chat. Yeah, she usually does that. So like they'll have like the live and then only the chat. Oh, Miami. I'm not gonna tell you anything, friend, but I'm not gonna tell you anything. No, y'all, it's like a you can go into the live, you just can't chat, right? So yeah, so what they make it is like you can watch, you just can't say anything. Oh, the whole live is Superfan only. Just kidding. Then listen, I'm sorry. Yeah, but okay, so if the couples don't change, if they are what they are right now, yeah, P, she doesn't go live enough to know the difference, but that also furthers my claim about how TikTok is on some bullshit, because they said that it's only going to change if your person goes live a lot, and she hardly ever goes live, so it shouldn't have changed for her. It should have stayed. Anyway, let me not get on that soapbox again. But if the couples stay how they are, I guess I'll say Justine and Josh for next power couple. I could also see Toby and Andrea, depending on what the challenge is. I kind of think, I don't know, but I kind of think that, oh yeah, it won't let you watch because it says Superfan even though you're subscribed. This is that bullshit. I'm telling y'all, TikTok made it where Superfan and subscriber are different things. And so, yeah, you have to like do an addition.
Tina,
And what? What's up?
should I resubscribe? Because I looked today since I canceled my subscription since the last live, and it actually does say Yappers and Tink Bank again.
Yeah,
So
so
do you think it's safe?
that's the whole thing. Yeah, so like on here, what they did is TikTok said, yeah, Jamila, because their intention is some bullshit, y'all. Basically, they're trying to turn lives into QVC. That's really what it boils down to. Every time I go live, like every time I schedule a live, it wants me to make it a shoppable live. And then it wants me to have products up here that I'm like, oh, y'all, these are in my cart, y'all, that like I want you to go purchase, because that's how TikTok makes money, right? And they're charging way more. Yep. Exactly, Athena. I'm about to tell you why. So they're making it way more. So if you're a super fan, it's $9.99 a month. It's $9.99 a month to be a super fan. And Superfan says that means you can it's only attached to live. Only attached to live. You get certain perks by being a super fan in the live. As a subscriber, that's something totally different. They're charging way more. They're charging way more to be a super fan. Super fan is $10 a month. Most people have subscriptions at like $2.99 or $5.99, way cheaper than $10 a month. And if you are subscribed to someone, yeah, but Liv, it's a super fan only live. If you are subscribed to someone, so here's the benefit of being a subscriber. If you're a subscriber, you get all subscriber only videos. You get subscriber only videos, and the creator can also make subscriber lives rather than super fan lives. So it's like there's no reason for them to have made Superfan, right? Except that they get more money because of it. And so if you want to be if you are subscribed to someone and you're on auto pay, it's going to automatically shift you in January to being a super fan. So you're automatically going to start paying $10 a month. Yes, she will have to change her settings, but she probably doesn't know how to, and people can't tell her, right? And it's automatically going to start charging you $10 a month. A lot of creators started like talking about it beforehand, like, hey, you need to cancel, right? Because it's going to do this thing. But it is two separate things. So if you're in a live and you click the little star that's in the live, it's going to say super fan. It's going to have you super fan yourself. But if you go to their page, to their actual profile, there's a subscription button that has tiers of their subscription. For me, it doesn't make sense for people to super fan because I let my lives be open. Everybody can be on my live. Oh, she got it figured out? Good. Everybody can be on my live, so it doesn't make sense to super fan, right? It makes more sense to subscribe because then you get the videos. And subscriptions are cheaper. And you get the Discord, you get all of that, right? So you have to not do it in live. You have to go to the page and subscribe. They made it challenging for no reason. But that's why TikTok gets more money. Okay, if the couples don't change, it's Justine and Josh for me. Y'all can go watch Olandria's live. You can't comment, but you can watch. Thanks so much for being here. No episode tomorrow night, so we'll be back again on Thursday. Bye, y'all.
Thanks. Bye.
Good night, y'all. Yep, don't forget, just every hump day and no hump day episodes and no Saturday because after sun. See y'all Thursday.